Hey guys, what's up? You may be expecting Matthew Hawk Talent to run this video and stuff, but I'm his good friend Slap. Baba Slap. So, before we start this video, level 100 myth gear and deck setup, I have but one thing, one wish from you guys that I want to make clear. Okay, so if I hear one comment about my voice in the comment sections, or if I see one comment about my name in the comment section, I swear I will come to your house and I will flip all my tables on top of it. And I have a first grade education, so I think I know what I'm talking about. I'm a professional Wizard101 PvPer, and I am going to show you how to myth PvP. MYTH PvP. So, after that being said, let's get right into it. To start it off, you need to make sure you have a level 100 myth wizard. I don't want to see you with your little level 99 myth wizard, your little level 1 myth wizard. No, it has to be level 100. If it's level 100, stop watching this video because it ain't gonna help you out. Okay, so myth. We all know myth is not a cakewalk. It's gonna be one of the hardest schools to play. It's not like fire, you can't close your eyes and spam. It's not like balance, you can't do that either. It's gonna be hard. It's the hardest school, but King's Isle doesn't know how to balance the game. They make myth the weakest. Okay, getting on with that, let's go right into the hat. So for the hat, you want to use Khan the Vasi's Victor's Hood. And while Khan the Vasi's, I know you may hate Malister. You may hate him with all your guts. And you know, they don't call me Slap for nothing. If Malister was standing right in front of me, I'd give him a good front hand, backhand. Yeah, that's what I'd give him. Just because he's so annoying the farm, living in his big castle and all. But you need to have his hat, because it is the best hat for a level 100 myth wizard. So now let's get on to the robe. Getting on to the robe, we have the Bone Smasher Robe of Dreams. Okay, for this robe, let me show you guys something. Wait a second. So, if you have my garbage sauce luck with farming for gear and stuff, you get the robe from the Rattlebones Exalted Duel. You can get them from Rattlebones and Unicorn Way and stuff like that. It has the overall best stats for this level. As you can see, it may take a little time. See all these? They all represent one battle. It's gonna take forever to get your robe. Don't worry about it though, because once you get it, you'll be all set. Some substitutes, you can go back to your boy Malister and farm him a bit. You know, he could give you his robe and stuff. But I prefer this one. You could also go to Hades, that other annoying guy. Gotta farm Hades a bit. You can use his robe as well, but it's not recommended. Okay, now going back to the boots. We gotta get Malister's boots. You might be sick of hearing Malister. And so am I, to be honest. I hate Malister with all my heart. But you're gonna have to go back in his big fancy castle in Darkmoor. He has a much better house than me, to be honest. I live in a box. So, you gotta go back there and you gotta defeat him a few times until you get his boots. You need these boots mainly for the block, because critical is stinking broken. We all know it. So you need as much block as you can possibly get. Okay, now we're heading off to the wand. The wand, you're gonna want the Staff of the Twisted Mind. The Staff of the Twisted Mind gives you the best overall stats, including that Pierce, which is really helpful. Another alternative, let's see if my friend's on. Let's see if Matthew Hawk Talent's friend's on. Doesn't look like it, but I have a friend here. Yes, this guy. He has the wand that you might also want to use. I don't even know what it's called because I can't see the name, but it's the one from the Terror's Horde pack. It gives the damage, the power pip, and the Maycast. It is very good, and I would suggest using that as an feasible alternative for the Staff of the Twisted Mind. Okay, now we're going on to the theme. So you can use the Dirk of Dimwood. I don't know how to pronounce that. My first grade education doesn't extend that far. I don't know what that letter is after the A-L-E or before the A-L-E. I don't really understand it. I'm just gonna pass there. It's a little awkward. So what you want is this one from Darkmoor. Gotta go back to Darkmoor as always. Or you can use the one from Morgan. It gives a little more damage, a little less block, so to say, a little less accuracy, but it's still pretty good. For the jewels, you want to farm those myth guys, those shredder guys, in Chrysalis, and farm for the pierce jewels, the health. Power pip or accuracy is a good alternative for that triangle slot, but it's really whatever you prefer. Now on to the amulet. I don't know what type of person would wear an amulet, but I guess you have to have it to PvP. Like, look at this thing, it's ugly as anything. Okay, so we're going for the amulet. So you gotta farm Morgan for your amulet. Okay, it's pretty good. You can also use the Amulet of Divine if you have that. But, you know, it gives the resist, the block, and stuff like that. For the jewels, for the square jewels, to be more exact, you want to fix either stun resist or block. Either is a feasible way, or a feasible jewel to use. Do not laugh at my speech right now. I know you're laughing right there. Just be quiet. Okay, now let's get to the ring. So for the ring, Hawk Talon has his Duelist Daredevil ring. Oh wait, what the heck? What the heck is Hawk Talon doing? This is level 90 plus. We're gonna be going to Diego real quick. Or not Diego, that other badger guy next to him. Because that robe is outdated. That ring is outdated. It is the most ridiculous, repulsive thing. As a level 100 myth wizard, you gotta have the best of the best stats. You can't stick and be settling for level 90 plus flipping ear. You gotta keep going for this level 100 plus. Once you have enough tickets, I see Hawk Talon's been slacking over here. You wanna be buying the best duelist ring. What you wanna fix is health in the tier slot, pierce in the circle slot, and either block or stun resist in the square slot. It's as simple as that. Now we move on to the pet, this cat thing with wings. So, you gotta have this cat thing with wings. No, you don't actually have to have it. I was just joking there. I know, I went to comedy school in my preschool. It was pretty good. But, okay, so you wanna have double resist, double damage, and preferably another damage. Too bad Matthew Hawk Talon over here only has Smokescreen, and that's the most, garbage ability I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need glasses or something because I can't even see anymore. So ugly. But for the pet, you want to have something that gives a good card. Myth Blade's pretty good. Mythic Fuel's pretty good. Yeah, for that moose pet and stuff, that's pretty good. That's about it. Oh yeah, for the Archer Jewel, you want to fix another damage one. Matthew again, been slacking away. You gotta farm for the Star Jewels, and you gotta fix something. A resist one might also be good. Maybe to, balance. Maybe to, I don't know, fire. Something like that. Let's get on to the deck right now. Moving on to the deck, you need to have this deck. It gives the most stuff. It gives the extra pip. You can also farm for the one in Chrysalis, but I think this one's the best because, it is the best. And, the square socket, again, you want to fix block or stun resist. One of the two. Nothing more, nothing less. No excuses. Let's go. Okay, and for the mount, you don't need any of these mounts. Mounts are pointless for PvP. You should know that. Why are you even thinking about mounts? No one needs mounts. PvP doesn't let you use mounts. Enough about mounts. Let's get right to the stats. Okay, to the stats. So you can have about 100 damage, a little more if you're not bad like Hawk Talon. You can have about 50 resist, you can have about 20 accuracy. If you put some accuracy jewels, you can easily boost that up. I have a friend with, again, the same friend. I'm sorry I'm using you as an example, Nathan. But you have pretty amazing stats. I just passed it again. Oh my gosh, I'm so slow. Okay, look at this guy, Look at that accuracy right there. If you want to go for accuracy jewels, that's what you can have. Basic as that. So you want to have about 100 power pip. You're going to have that 5 shadow pip bonus. Once you affix the last peer jewel, unlike Hawk Talon, you're going to have 45 peers. You're going to have about 300 block and about 400 crit. Oh, another thing. For the pet, if you haven't have a pet with block, go ahead and use that. As long as it has these stats, throw out Smokescreen for block and you'll be all set. So let's go on right to the deck setup, the most important part of this video. Okay, we're gonna start off with the main deck. So for the main deck, you want to have 7 tower shields. These tower shields are very important because they're the only defense against balance in a global defense against every single score. You gotta have plenty of them. If you can't find a shield, you're gonna lose the match. Okay, So next we have these 4 Volcanic Shields. Again, like the Tower Shields, they're very nice, but mainly for the schools of Fire and for Storm. If you're fighting a Death Wizard, if you're fighting a Life Wizard, I don't want to see you putting up these Volcanic Shields, because they're absolutely pointless. Only if you're fighting one of these 2 schools should you put up this shield. Now you want to be discarding really quick, so hopefully you can find the shield if you're fighting one of these 2 schools. If you're not discarding and drawing for shields, you're not going to be winning a match. Next off, we have these 4 Sharpen Blades. You see these normal blades? They're lame. If you want to stack them up, you gotta put the Sharpen Blade on the blade, so you can stack the blades and do more damage. More damage equals killing your opponent. Killing your opponent equals winning a match. Okay, so we have these 2 Time of Legends. We have these in main deck because they need a bubble to boost your damage. If your damage is bad, like Hawk Talon, for example, because this is his character, you want to be boosting it up. Especially if someone puts up their own bubble, you don't want their little bubble up. You gotta pop their bubble and put up your own. Now we have Dimension Shift. It's absolutely one of the most useless spells in the game. Why couldn't we have gotten Mana Burn? King's Isle? I don't know. Okay, so we have Dimension Shift. Dimension Shift is only used against maybe someone like a bad Juju spammer or like an angel who's trap stacking on you. In very rare cases will you have to use this almost useless spell. But it is in there just to discard, basically. Just if you need to discard for TC, very rarely will it be helpful, but it's good to keep in there just in case you run across one of these 2 opponents. Hey, wait a second. Have you guys ever heard the saying that a dog is a man's best friend? Okay, you may have heard of it, you may have not have heard of it, but anyways, as a myth, a minion is your best friend. Don't listen to them. Dogs aren't your best friends in this game. Minions are. You gotta have 3 of your golem minions. Minions are really good, but they're gonna be breaking shields, they cost no pips, and they just annoy people. Basic as that. Now, you want to have non-myth blades in deck so you can blade. If you don't find a blade, as I've been saying, you're gonna lose the match. Basic as that. You also have these from your amulet and this from your pet. But you basically want to have 1 or 2 myth blades. Once you find that, maybe like a shield or something, you want to be discarding everything else and starting to draw into your side deck, as I'll explain later. Okay, now we have shadows. Shadows, again, very rarely used. Maybe like to discard along with the Dimension Shift, or maybe a life, so to say, is spam on the caterpillar spell, whatever they call it, the butterfly mutant thing. Yeah, so they're gonna have like 4 absorbs or something on them, something crazy like that, and then they start shield spamming. Shatter is the perfect spell to get away with all that stuff. Like, ugh, no one likes shields, no one likes absorbs, just like shatter it all. Like, I'm gonna shatter this game, after I lost that match. Alright, never mind that. We have Shift next. Shift is a pretty good spell. Except it's not, because no one uses overtimes these days. My days. It's so pointless. Just kidding. You can discard it in most cases, unless you're fighting, say, a life, and you know they're gonna Spinosaur you, something like that. Anyone who you think's gonna go for a big overtime, it's a good idea to keep it in hand. Now we have these 4 convictions. As you know, critical is broken, as from Hawk Talon's, one of his previous videos. So, you also know that stun resist is very important. Everyone likes the stun, because stunning is life, okay? So you want to put up a conviction against someone you want to stun. You're facing another myth, which will probably never happen, because there are no myths these days, only balances and fires. But easily, a fire could go where their King Artorias, or maybe even an ice with a Winter Moon. Yeah, Winter Moon's here, yeah. Okay. So you want to have that protection, stun protection. Protection is always important. Remember that, kids. Protection. Okay, so now we got our Dream Shield. You're never gonna fight a death. If you fight a death, you're either sleepwalking or you're just dreaming about crazy stuff. So you want to have these shields only if you're fighting a life or a myth should you use them. Again, I don't want you to see you using a dream shield when you're fighting a fire wizard. That's so pointless, so stupid, and you should go back to PvP school. That's all I'm saying right there. Okay, so now balance is annoying school, so you want to have some unbalances in their death. You want to give them, you want to make them fall down, so you gotta unbalance them. I don't know, whatever it's called. This is a good time to use, especially from first to buy rounds, waste their pips, stuff like that. Again with the strike. Okay, the strike is the last spell, the shadow strike. So what you want to do, this is very rarely you're gonna use this. Maybe the power tower or something. You have a free round, you don't have a blade, which should never happen. You should always have a blade as a myth. But if you don't, shadow strike is a good alternative. Also a good way to discard if you don't need it. Again with this bubble, I forgot to mention it. If you do have the robe, bone smasher robe, or whatever it's called, I would never suggest using this bubble, but it's up to you. If you have a lot of pips and stuff, you might want to try it out. So now let's get on the treasure cards, my favorite. Okay, we're starting with treasure cards. So we have stun blocks. You want to get one stun block in here. When you don't have a conviction and you need a stun block, that's what you use. Okay, so next we have a tower shield. We have 2 tower shields. These are for clutch moments. You're looking for shields. You don't find them in main. You've already bladed up once or twice in your spam drawn inside deck. You want to find a tower shield if you need it. The 3 quenches. You want to use these 3 quenches, quench the fire, thirst, whatever you call it. You want to spell a fire. You want to spell a fire just to buy another round, just to annoy them, just to basically be annoying. Yeah, that's basically what you want to do with a quench. Now we got the basilisk, these like mutated lizard beastly things that live in deserts. I don't even know what the heck they are. But you want to have 3 of these beasts in here because they're pretty good. They do a lot of damage. They give a stun, which will probably never happen because everyone's thinking stun blocks or convictions. But they're a good alternative when you can't find a King Artorias, or you actually can stun because someone doesn't put up a stun block. You have these 3 Time of Legends in just as again, pop bubbles, put up your own, whatever, the whole spiel I went on before. You just want to do the same thing. These bubbles are a bit stronger. You can also put in the 45 plus ones if you're all fancy and you have those. Yeah, look at here, these, yeah, those look pretty nice. Yeah, you want to put those up if you can. Now you have the 3 Celestial Calendars. You're going to need them to basically one-shot from first. The Steel and Pip actually does help in some cases. Just to like follow up with a big spell. These are really good from first. Second, I would not recommend you lose one of these spells. I would not recommend it one bit. So now we go into the Mystic Colossus. This Mystic Colossus is the worst Shadow Enhanced spell in the stinking game. You know how bad it is? I have never had one match where the stupid effect, remove all shields, has come in use. It is so pointless. Why can't it do it before the damage? Remove all the shields, then do the damage. Doesn't that make sense? Not remove the shield once your opponent's already dead. It's so pointless. Oh my gosh. Ugh, I'm so enraged right now. Ugh, I think I have some TC or something. Like, yeah, this Cthulhu. It does like the same damage, basically. This isn't even enchanted. And it's a drain, it's way better and stuff like that. Okay. So King's Eye was like, yo, let's get Myth some TC because they're complaining and stuff. So they gave us this beautiful everything. This Boreas Ifrit. I don't even know how to pronounce that. It is so fancy. So what you want to do with this Boreas Ifrit or whatever it's called, you may be thinking, oh, Matthew, Slap, Medusa's so much better. You might be telling Matthew or something. So, no, it's not better, because everyone's thinking stun blocks. If you can have these 2 myth traps on your opponent, then it's like 2 blades. It's kind of what Fire does with their Fire Beetle spam, but no one's gonna expect it. It's a Boreas Ifrit. Who ever even heard of that spell? No one. That's why it's good. Especially if you can use that, then Keeper, and then maybe follow up with Mr. Colossus. You won the game. Good job. Okay. So now we have the Keeper of the Flames. This spell's also, it's mediocre. It takes forever to cast and stuff like that, so it's kind of boring. But, it does the job pretty well. Yeah, just use these to spam and stuff. I don't really know. So we have the King Artorias here. These are really good overtimes. They're like really good overtimes. You want to be blading up first turn, especially against the fire. I want you first turn to blade up against the fire and use a King Artorias the next turn. After you use your King Artorias, you can either follow with a Keeper of a Flame, and you just literally have to spam shields, Keeper of the Flames, Fire Dispels, and these, which I'm gonna get into later. So, yeah, these are really good overtimes. Really good. And they give you the Pierce Blade also. Because everyone loves a Pierce Blade. Yeah. Okay, now we got our Medusas. If someone doesn't have a stun block, they don't want a stun block, they wish to lose a match, they're not gonna stun block, and you'll have an open chance to Medusa them. And if you get this chance to Medusa, you better take that chance. Because Medusa is about the best stun in the entire game. If you don't use a Medusa when you can't use a Medusa, I don't even know if you're a myth. Okay, so you want to use these to combo, maybe Medusa, and then go in with a power, and then go in with a Colossus, or Medusa, stun, Medusa, empower Colossus. You can pull off pretty fancy combos with Medusa just because it's so good. But of course, no one wants you to do that. Everyone hates Myth, so they all stun block. Like, come on, guys, come on. If you're getting tired of this video, I want you to pull through with me. Come on. Okay. So we're gonna go in these Kaminias. I can't even read those letters. Like, what the heck? Is that an N between those two E's? I can't even read it. Okay, well, anyways, these spells will do about, I'd say like 1,000 damage, and they give you a Volcanic Shield. The Volcanic Shield is very good. As you can spam, as you finish with your big King Artorias, you can spam these and continue to stay protected. By the way, you get these Boreas Ifrits and these Chimenias in the bazaar. They're kind of rare, but they're really cheap, so that's good. You'll see some matches with Adam raking up and stuff like that. So also you can have these 2 stuns in. They're from Medusa combos when you need a free round when someone again doesn't stun block, which is never gonna happen because everyone stun blocks. Okay. Enough of that. So we're gonna have our empowers in. Empowers are pretty good to build pips. When you need pips, you have no pips, you need a Colossus, they're stunned, something like that. Just combo based move just to manipulate pips. Basically what you do. It's good against mana burn and stuff. It prevents them from stealing your pips, stuff like that. And that's about it. So you want to have a Storm Beetle. This can also be found in the Bazaar. I don't really like it because the accuracy is hella low. But, you might have to use it. It's gonna, say someone hits you with an effort, you might want to Storm Beetle, and then go in with a calendar and, completely blow their pants off. I don't even care. It's a really good spell. Now we got these 2 Black Mantles. When you have nothing to do, you have a Black Mantle, you best be using that Black Mantle. Because if you can get them to fizz, it's almost like a stun, it's so good. You only have 2 of these in, stuff like that. The main strategy, you always want to be drawn pretty quick right after you get your blade or 2. You'll see the fast tempo matches in future videos of Hawk Talon, stuff like that. I used to use these sap powers. If you want to try it out for yourself, you can sacrifice your golem minions, get some pips, way better than Empower, but hard to pull off. In most cases, you're not always going to minion every battle, but it is a good suggestion. So right now, you can see I PvP'd, or Adam's PvP'd, Hawk Talon's brothers PvP'd a lot in the 3rd age. Just to get strategies testing. So basically, you have no excuse to lose from first, unless you get crit on. You should win every match from first, but when you go second 20 matches in a row, you can't expect to rank up. That's why we're only knight. I believe that's one of the best myths in the game, max myths in the game, to be more exact. But, yeah, so, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Don't question me. I know you're questioning me right now. You'll be a true master of monsters after this gear and deck setup. So, Hawk Talon has asked me, to ask you guys to do him a favor. So, he wants, he said 15 likes on this video. So, if you guys can get 15 likes, maybe I'll be back. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll see some more deck setup videos in the future. Maybe I'll do a PvP. This has been Bobby Slap here, and I'm out. See ya later, YouTube, and good luck with your myth PvP.